What's happening, guys? It's Kibla Ahmed out here. Hope you guys are doing well. I want to say a massive thank you to all you new subscribers that clicked on that subscribe button and been watching all my videos. You guys are amazing. Alright guys, I have been waiting to do this for a while, and I've been waiting for the Blu-ray to come through, and I got the Blu-ray over the weekend. And I saw this movie in cinema a couple of times. I'm going to do the review for Logan Noir. Now, so basically director James Mangold had an idea of turning this movie black and white, and what his process was you just don't add a filter over a film like that. So frame by frame he added black and white to it, and this had put a different tone, a different feel to a movie that I already originally loved for what it was, to enjoying it even more, to say that the contrast and the brightness and the depth of the story now. I mean, as much as I loved the gore and the swearing, and the first time to get to see Wolverine, Logan, do what he does, and what he does he's the best at, but nobody really likes it. It's so good. Like, the tone of this movie now has flipped the script completely, because I enjoyed this more in black and white than I did in color, because I felt like I connected more with the characters in the story, like Logan, like Laura, like Professor X. I don't know, it just felt like it was much more closer. It was touching. It punched out of the screen so good, and I just feel like, even though it has that nostalgic feeling to it, it gave me goosebumps again. It was refreshing to see a film like this again, with a different take, and just because the tone of the colors changed. And as you know, I've been shooting this in black and white as well. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Guys, if you see me look down, I'm just looking at my notes on my laptop. So I wrote some notes while I was watching it, and I wanted to be precise a bit more, because as much as I like freestyling, sometimes the excitement of me freestyling can go into all sorts of madness, and sometimes I go off topic, but I just want to keep this on subject. What was it? So props to James Mangold for this. I know he put the story together as well. They didn't really adapt this from the comic books, and which was a good thing. They really took bits and pieces from different stories of Old Man Logan and gave us this brand new, fresh take on the superhero genre. Wolverine and Logan itself was very good at what they did. It was so powerful. Like, it's like they did. See, I can't even say my words. They don't make movies like this no more, where you could watch it 1,000 times, still have the same feeling, and not be bored of it. And it's nice to have that feeling, because that's what happened when George Miller did Mad Max. When he came back and did Mad Max, then he did the same shit and flipped the script and did it in black and white, made me love the movie even more and see a different take and a different feel to the movie completely. So props to James Mangold for giving us a great Wolverine movie. Salutes. Next person, Hugh Jackman. You guys already know my thoughts on Hugh Jackman. I never liked him as Wolverine. Never. Towards the end of it, when he got to Days of Future Past, I was like, you know what? And then the Wolverine came out. I got to see what people saw in him. Like, I grew up reading the comic books with a 5'3", angry man syndrome, berserker Raj Wolverine, and you know, when Bryan Singer brought out X-Men and Hugh Jackman was casted, was this 6 foot tall Wolverine, and I never thought if I'd get it, but it's taken time. I mean, Days of Future Past is where I felt like he looked more like Wolverine. He was more animalistic in his role, and you know, he plays it really well. Like, it's so hard to see anybody else play this role now, because Hugh Jackman he's made me learn to like him in that role, and I can't see nobody else. I mean, there are a few names going around, Tom Hardy, things like that, but Hugh Jackman, props to you, dude. Old Man Logan, this version of Logan suited you perfectly, and you put your best into this, and it was just really, you took, man, I can't even say the words right now. I'm too excited. It was just too much. And new actress Daphne Keane, who played X-23. Holy shit! Like some of the stuff I saw on the extras where they were improvising when it comes to the part in the car. Guys, I do want to let you know there are going to be spoilers. There's going to be loads of spoilers, so please, if you haven't seen it, switch it off now and come back to this review. But for now, there's a part where they're in the car and they have a little argument, and most of it was improv, and she punches him. And I was like, rah, you really dropped that punch on him, and like it worked really well. So she was brilliant as X-23, and like she had some scenes where I thought was really touching, like that the end scene when she quotes from Shane, and they watch it together on the bed with Professor Xavier when he's talking about Shane the movie and how we saw it 100 years ago. So like when it came out, not 100 years ago, sorry, my mistake. The movie, because where it was based, the movie came out 100 years ago. Yeah, that's right. So, and he must have watched it in his teens. Sorry, I don't want to mix that up, but it's full of excitement right now. I'm going to keep going. So Patrick Stewart, he will always be Professor Xavier to me. I don't think I'd see anybody else in that role. I mean, James McAvoy did a very good young version, but Patrick Stewart, comic book, pow, came straight out of the screen. He was brilliant in this movie, and he gave a... It's not your everyday Professor Xavier we got in this. You know, we got a swearing, old, grumpy old dude suffering from what he's suffering at the moment now with the most dangerous mind in the world. And he knocks a role out of the park. The guy's an amazing actor, and he's always been Professor Xavier to me. So I've got to say one thing: the tone of the movie in black and white changed the whole concept completely, and that's what I'm going to go through quickly right now. Is that the depth and the sharpness? And as I was saying at the beginning, James Mangold said that it's not just a filter you add over it. You go frame by frame and change everything into black and white. So the depth is different, the contrast is different, the brightness is different, and just the scenes look absolutely epic. They look... There's some scenes in there that are so touching that when I watched it again in black and white, oh man, pow! Just, it's all over the place. It just went everywhere. And it made this, I feel like it made me connect with the characters even more, and like the story and the depth, because you're not looking at the blood and gore no more. Like the graphics and the color when you see it, it's different to when you see it in black and white. You're concentrating on what the person's going through, and that's always an interesting thing to see, because now the movie feels different and has this different meaning to it. I'm going to quickly go through a few scenes, some of my favorite scenes. The part when Logan is burying Professor Xavier, and X-23 is there to go to hold his hand, and he was going to say some last words. A human. My tears rolling, you know. This movie was a tearjerker because it got you every 20 minutes, like, oh my god, like towards the third act, the second and the third act, like every 20 minutes it was like, oh my god, the emotions, they're too much. And there's another scene when they make it to Dakota, and he's been sleeping for like 2 days, and he gets up and he's watching the kids through the window, and you know, he's seeing the love, he's seeing these friends all together, stuck by with each other and trying for a better life, wanting to move on and try something else and go into this place. And X-23 comes in, Laura comes in, and you know, starts talking, and he says a part which connected with me, where some parts of our lives we feel like we're not really good at, and all we do is mess shit up. And he, another one, did it again. I'm telling you, tears rolling down my face, I don't care. This is probably the best X-Men movie they had out, and it's not even an X-Men movie, it's a Logan movie. It's like, how can you do this to me, man? That's the second time around. Guys, again, I told you, spoilers. The last scene, when he tells X-23 Laura, don't be what they made you, and she says daddy, bang, down my face, gone. That last scene was amazing, And in black and white, I swear, oh my god, it's a different feeling. And then the one to end it all, you know, crawl up into a little ball and start crying. This scene will make any grown man cry. She quotes from the movie, Shane, and the kids all go off and the cross is there, and then she puts it down in a cross and good night. That's it. Tears rolling, everybody finished. Go home, cry. That movie just did something else to me. Guys, one last bit was the score by Marco Beltrami. Hopefully I said that right. Watching it in black and white made me like the soundtrack even more. I feel like it complemented the movie now, because before you were listening to all the screams and grunts and dialogue, and in this one you feel like you hear the sound. I don't know, maybe, but I'm just saying because of the visuals, the sound sounded much better. And originally when I discussed this with my brother was like, if we got like a Hans Zimmer soundtrack, I think it would sound great. But I think now this soundtrack resonates with me because I downloaded it straight away from iTunes and I listened to it every day, and I always skip the last track because that was the, you know, the scene. But anyway, guys, overall thoughts of this movie was absolutely amazing. And in black and white, guys, make sure you guys get the Blu-ray. In noir, it is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous to look at, and it's a great story. So got excited there, didn't I? Anyway, guys, I want to say a massive thank you to all you new subscribers. If you liked this video, click on the like button. If you'd like to see more, click on that subscribe button. Guys, if you guys have any comments, did you watch it? Let me know what your thoughts are. Comment in the link below. For now, one love, peace.